Today's session, we will be working out a question where the various levels of inventory has been given to us. And when we start off with the discussion, let's look at the items one by one. So the question tells us the following information has been obtained from the records of a manufacturing concern. Prepare the cost sheet for the year 2015. And when we look at the question, we see that there's a table given to us. And as a part of the table, what has been provided to us is that they have given us at first the cost of raw material, work in progress, finished goods. They have given us the levels of value as on 1st Jan 2015, and they've given us the values of as on 31st December 2015. The significance of the values given as on 1st Jan 2015, this would be the opening stock. The values given as on 31st December 2015, this would give us the closing stock. Now we've been given raw material, work in progress, finished goods. Raw material, it refers to the inventory of your inputs, the material that is consumed as a part of your production. Work in progress signifies a portion of your raw material that you've already started processing. It is not complete as yet. It is semi-finished in nature. Finished goods, they have undergone the complete process and it is waiting to be sold. Raw material, stock of raw material would be a part of your prime cost. Work in progress would be a part of your factory overhead. Finished goods would be a part of your office and administration overhead. It will be a part of the cost of goods sold. So that is where we would be considering these items. Apart from this, let us look at the other items given to us one by one, and we will also discuss which of the overheads will this fall under. First one is indirect wages. Indirect wages is a part of your factory overhead. Sales is the final output that you're expecting by preparing the preparation of the cost sheet. So here sales has been given, so which means we have to calculate the profit. Factory rent and rates, this is a part of factory overhead. Office salaries, this is a part of your office and administration overhead. General expenses. Now, what is meant by general expenses? General expenses are usually administration expenses that are incurred by your business. The term general expenses refers to the administration expenses that are incurred by your firm. So since these are administration expenses, this would be a part of your office and administration overhead. Office rent, this will be a part of your office overhead. Rent of showroom, this will be a part of your sales and distribution overhead. Purchase of raw material, this will be a part of your prime cost. Productive wages, this refers to the labor cost, and this will be a part of your prime cost. Plant repair, this will be a part of your factory overhead. Depreciation on plant, this will be a part of your factory overhead. Factory lighting, that is again a part of your factory overhead. Salesman salary, this would be a part of your selling and distribution overhead. So these are the items that we have. Now let us go about preparing the cost sheet for this particular question. Let's go about preparing the cost sheet for this particular question. Now, by now we all must be familiar with the format of the cost sheet, and let's start with the preparation. So for us to prepare the cost sheet, remember, here we do not have the number of units that are produced. In this particular question, we have not been given the number of units that have been produced. So which means we will be only able to calculate the total cost. We will not be able to calculate cost per unit. We will not be able to calculate cost per unit in this particular question. Now remember, whenever we start off with the cost sheet, we will start off with the prime cost. Okay? Whenever we start off with the cost sheet, we always start off with the prime cost. Now, in this case, since the levels of raw material has been given to us, we will have to calculate the material consumed based on the levels of material that has been given to us. So let's start off with that. We know the opening stock of raw material. Opening stock of raw material is 30,000. To this, we have to add material purchase. We have to add the purchase of material. Purchase of material is 1,20,000. From this, we have to subtract closing stock of raw material. We have to subtract closing stock of raw material. So when we do so much, that is, we consider the opening stock, we consider the material purchased, and then when we consider the closing stock, when we subtract the closing stock, together when we work out this calculation, we get the material consumed. Okay, what we're getting is material consumed or material used by the firm. Okay, we get the material that is used by the firm. So the material that is used by the firm until here would work out to be 90,000. Okay, now this is only the material cost. To this, we have to add wages. Okay, we have to add direct wages. Direct wages in the question, it has been given to us in a different way. It has been given to us as productive wages. Productive wages, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake in the calculation. I wrote the wrong value here. This should be 1,15,000, okay? And direct wages is 90,000. Now, here we do not have direct expenses. Direct expenses has not been given to us in this particular question. Okay? Direct expenses has not been given to us this question. So when we add materials consumed and direct wages, the resulting value that we get is called as your prime cost. This is called as your prime cost. Now remember, prime cost is the sum total of all the direct expenses in your firm. And our prime cost is 2,05,000. Okay? The prime cost is 2,05,000. Now, next step, we have to consider the factory overhead. Okay? Next step, we have to consider factory overheads. Now, let's look at the items which fall under factory overheads one by one. We have indirect wages. Indirect wages is 9,720. Then we have factory rent. Okay, we have next that we have is factory. We have factory rent and rates. Okay, the item given to us in the question is factory rent and rates. This works out to be 7,830. This works out to be 7,830. Then we have plant repair. We have plant repair. Plant repair is 3,420. 3,420. Then we have plant depreciation. Okay, we have plant depreciation. Plant depreciation is 8,000. It is 8,360. Plant depreciation is 8,360. Then we have factory lighting. The next thing that we have is factory lighting. Factory lighting works out to be 7,380. Okay, 7,380. So that leaves us with all the direct office overhead, factory overheads that was given to us in this question. Now, there's one more important item that we have to consider over here. We have been given the level of work in progress. So let us add opening stock of work in progress. Opening stock of work in progress is 15,000. Subtract closing stock of work in progress. Closing stock of work in progress is 20,000. So now you have two choices over here. You could work out the math exclusively for the factory overhead, show your factory overhead, then add that to your prime cost, and then report your work cost finally over here. Or you could go directly working out the math along with the prime cost and then report the works cost over here. So for the sake of simplicity, what I would be doing is I'm going to report the works cost or factory cost directly here. Okay? I'm going to report the works cost of factory cost directly here. So my works cost works out to be 2,36,710. Okay, that works out to be 2,36,710. So that is my works cost. That works out to be my works cost. So far we are halfway through a cost sheet. Okay? We are halfway through a cost sheet. Now I'm going to pause here for a minute. You could just quickly look through. Next, now that we have calculated the works cost, okay, now that we have calculated the factory cost, next we have to consider the office and administration overheads. Okay, the next what we have to do is we have to consider the office and administration overhead. So let's see what the items that we have. We have office salaries. Office salaries is 15,030. Then we have general expenses. General expenses is 13,500. Then we have office rent. Okay, office rent is 2,000. Okay, office rent is 2,000. And those are the expenses that we have so far. Now here, since we have the level of finished goods that has been reported to us, there's one additional step that we're going to do, which is we will be calculating the cost of production. We'll be calculating the cost of production. Now, what is cost of production? Cost of production is your factory cost plus your office and administration overhead. Now, this item is calculated in scenarios exclusively or especially where the levels of finished goods have been reported to us. Okay. Now, next, what we have to do is we have to add opening stock of finished goods. So opening stock of finished goods is 4. Okay, so finished goods, it is 15,030. Then from this we have to subtract. Oh, I think I made a mistake with the value. It should be 43,700. Should be 43,700 and less closing stock. Okay, less closing stock of your finished goods. So closing stock of your finished goods is 54,000. Okay. So now when we work out the math, to the cost of production, we would have to add the opening stock of finished goods, subtract the closing stock of finished goods. The resulting answer that we get, that is your cost of goods sold. Okay, that is your cost of goods sold. Okay, that's your cost of goods sold. So your cost of goods sold is 2,56,940. 2,56,940. Now the next step is that we have to consider the selling and distribution overhead. We have to consider the selling and distribution overhead. Now let's look at what are the selling and distribution overheads that we have. We have showroom rent. We have the showroom rent. Showroom rent is 1,200. Then we have salesman's salary. We have the salesman's salaries, and that works out to be 7,650. Okay, and when we do so far, we get total cost of sales. Okay, we get the total cost of sales. So total cost of sales. So we have to the cost of goods sold, you have to add your selling and distribution overheads. You have 1,200, then you have 7,650, and together the resulting figure is 2,65,790. Okay, 2,65,790. Now, what is the significance of 2,65,790? That is the sum total of all the costs in your firm. Now, to the total cost of sales, you will have to add your profit margin. Okay. Now, in this case, since the total sales is given to me, my profit is going to be my balancing figure. And I also know my sales, total sales works out to be 3,25,000. Okay, that works out to be 3,25,000. So the balancing figure is 59,210. The balancing figure is 59,210. So 59,210 is the profit. Okay, that is the firm's profit. So we have completed the cost sheet. We have figured out that to produce these goods, the company has a total cost of 2,65,790. And if they sell at 3,25,000, they would make a profit of 59,210. So that was the cost sheet of this particular